Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Halt!
Jacques,
Halt!
what's up, folks? Good afternoon. I know you all are feeling just like we're feeling right now, man. Ticked off, pissed off. We let this game slip. We lost this game. It was our fault. We screwed this game up. But we're here to talk about the Tennessee Titans' first game of the season with the loss 24-17 against the Chicago Bears. Thank you all, everyone that's in the chat, man. Hey, Jacques, here, bro. Terrible loss, man. Awful loss.
Yeah, man. This feels like deja vu. It feels like nothing really changed. That first half, man, was looking promising. But after the debacle with the block punt and everything, we'll get into it. We'll get in details. But, man,
Absolutely.
this is not a good feeling, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yep.
Trying to have some optimism and trying to bring a positive out of this whole thing. We're going to try, right?
Yep.
But again, we're going to get into it, man. If y'all new, man, share the show. Please share the show. We can go ahead and do what we got to do. But, yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of things, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Hulk,
Yep.
this is how I put this thing. What is the biggest reason that we lost this game, man? You can give us 1, 2, 3. I don't care. Just give us the biggest reason why we lost, man. Let me hide my stuff.
So I'm going to give the biggest reason we lost, Jacques, man, 24-17 against the Bears. It literally was Will Levis. It was on Will Levis today. And Jacques, I don't know if I lost you here, but I think, man, when you look at what took place, man, with Will Levis, he made some bonehead plays. He really did. He had opportunities. We had the ball for 35 minutes. The Bears had it for 24 minutes. There was a big difference, right? And if you look at even the stats itself, if you look at, where we had 242 yards. They only had 147 yards, right? So we beat them in every facet of the game. But when you play this close, you can't make grave mistakes. And that's exactly what Will Levis did today. I hate to put it on one player, but you cannot make those mistakes. You can't sit there and scramble, throwing the ball out there, hoping to either get an intentional grounder or just trying to get the ball out. You cannot do that in the NFL. You cannot do that. The Titans right now does not look like a team that's going to score a lot of points this season. That's what it looks like to me. So if the game is going to be close, our defense stepped up. Our defense played their tails off. Will Levis made a lot of mistakes today. 2 interceptions this game. You look at his overall stats, his quarterback efficiency, 19 for 32, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. That's not going to get it done. Will Levis needs to go home. He needs to resurface. He needs to rethink. If I'm a defensive player, I'd be pissed off right now. I would, because the defense played very, very well. Now, I'm not trying to jump the gun. It is the first game of the season. I understand that, right? But that's the reason we lost. We lost based on quarterback play. I think our offensive play calling wasn't too bad. I think we got a bit stagnant in the second half. We were up 17-0 going into the halftime. I was like, man, we're good. We're good. We got everything set up. We just can't make no big mistakes. I don't think the Bears are a good football team. I don't. I think defensively they're a good team, but I think I want to put this loss. I'm going to put it on Will Levis' shoulders, man. I am. When quarterbacks do well, I'm going to say they're the reason we won. But today, you can't throw those 2 interceptions. You cannot throw that interception pick 6. That was the easiest interception. I right now can make that interception and go for a touchdown today. You cannot make those mistakes. Those are grave mistakes, man. So I'm putting it on majority on Will Levis. Have had one reason. Give me your one reason why you think the Titans lost this game.
Man, I hate the carbon copy, but man, when you are the leader, you're the leader, right? And again, the breakdown from special teams and everything, because they scored, I think 10 points off of special teams. But I think the interception was the icing on the cake and how it happened, right? Decision making. You go back into the decision making piece. Take the sack. It's okay. Take the sack. If you take the sack, we live to fight another day. And they were still down, I believe 17. Was it 7? I think it was tied at that time, 17-17. We were tied. We can live and fight another day. Our defense is playing lights out, man. I haven't seen our defense play like this in a long time, to where you didn't let up a lot of yardage in the passing game. Running game was so-so, right? But again, defense, man, they played their hearts out, and they gave you a chance to get back in the game on several occasions. And we got stuck. We literally stalled out. And it's like, man, what are we doing, right? And it all happens in the second half. And again, that interception, 17-16. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Wayne Zippy. 17-16. And you throw that interception, that style, nah, bro, you can't. That's Carson Wentz okay? Carson Wentz does stuff like that as well, okay? No, that is unacceptable. Like, unacceptable. I could accept it if he was trying to make a play when he seen a read and the read wasn't there or was there or wasn't there. I can accept that style of interception. But that style of interception, just where you just fall and you just throw it up.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing that? That should be the question when you get back to the sideline. What did you see there? And that's the first question I'm going to ask. What did you see?
Yep.
What did you see? If you don't see it, it's okay to take the sack. It is okay. Trust me.
Yep.
Live to fight another down. Trust me. Trust me. Right?
Yep.
So again, you're not Brett Favre yet, because I've heard some comparisons to him being a gunslinger, buddy. You're not Brett Favre yet at all. Brett Favre, he can get away with stuff like that. You can't, buddy. Yep. Play boring football, because it was boring at first. I give it. But we were being efficient. We were being smart with the football. Defense was playing what they needed to play. The Chicago Bears did not score an offensive touchdown at all, okay? So, that's my thoughts, bro, of why the one reason we lost the game.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the worst plays I've seen in a long time, that interception. You can't do that. That's unacceptable. You cannot do that, for sure. So, Jacques, to add to that, we lost this game 24-17 to the Chicago Bears. What was the biggest disappointment in this game? So we gave the reason why we lost. What was the biggest disappointment in this game?
Man, the second half. The second half to me was the biggest disappointment. And me and Hawk actually said it at the same time. It's crazy. Me and Hawk were on the phone at the same time, and I think it was the fumble. Was it the fumble? It was the fumble. Yeah. And I told Hawk, I said, man, how you feeling? He said, man, it just feels off right now. It just feels like they have the momentum. And then behold, they had the momentum. Special teams. I mean, again, the second half was the floodgates open, right? Everything that can happen, it happened, except on defense. Again, special teams and offense let us down, but especially on defense. So I think the biggest disappointment was the second half. What happened either the Bears adjusted on defense very well, or we didn't adjust on offense. It was one of the two, right? We went away from the run game, which was working, to open up the pass. And now I'm going to say something here later on that I feel like that we just kind of back to where we need to be, and it needs to the offense needs to run like this. But that's my biggest disappointment. Go ahead. What's yours?
So I would easily say the decision making of Will Levis, to me, being the biggest disappointment in this game. But since we've talked about Will Levis, I am going to talk about special teams. We sucked today on special teams. We couldn't tackle a fly if he was in front of us. Like, literally, you look at, DeAndre Carter for the Chicago Bears. I mean, he had a 66-yard kickoff return, right? Even when Velus Jones had the fumble, we capitalized, or whatever, but that was it. Even on the punt returns, there were times I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to break for a touchdown. He had 5 punt returns, 64 yards. Santos, he had his field goals 3 for 3. When you look at the fact that the Tennessee Titans did not give up a touchdown on their offense, the Bears didn't score any touchdowns. Caleb Williams, fingernails painted, Dub Bears on his fingernails. When you look at his overall game, Caleb Williams was 14 for 29 and 92 yards throwing. That is as mediocre as you can get. So the defense said, we're here. We're not letting nothing happen. Offense, special teams, do your part. I think the special teams lost this game as much as the offense. The special teams didn't give us really anything today. The fumble from Velus Jones from the Bears was a give me. He dropped it. That's on the Bears, not so much for us. You have to make those tackles. You got to make those. And I think Jaquan Jackson ran the ball pretty well on the kickoff, so I give him credit in that regard. But you look at his average, he only averaged in punt returns 7.5 yards a rush.
Mm-hmm.
His kickoff returns, he was 126 yards in kickoff returns. So shout out to him in that regard. But I really didn't like how our special teams played today, man. We gotta fine tune that on top of the obvious answer, Will Levis's decision making.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, you're right, Hawk. And then I want to add to that real quick, and then we'll go to the next segment. We were 3 for 14 in third down efficiency. You're not going to win like that. You're not going to win like that at all.
That's right.
Sloppy game in the penalty check box as well. 8 penalties for 50 yards. You're not going to win like that either.
That's right.
And then we're -3 in the turnover differential. Well, -2. No, -3 in the
Yep.
turnover differential.
That's right.
We're not going to win like that at all either.
Yep. That's right.
So I just want to point some of those stats out as well. I mean, bad.
Yep.
So Hulk, let me ask you this.
Yes.
The way our defense played, man, we played lights out. Shout out to them gentlemen, man. They played their hearts out. Again, I think the secondary played amazing. Were you impressed with what you saw from Caleb Williams, man? What was your thoughts on him?
I know it's his first game. He's a rookie. He went up against a very good defense. I don't think they were prepared to play our defense. I don't. I was not impressed with Caleb Williams today. I wasn't. He missed a lot of throws. He was very inconsistent. There was one play he should have threw a touchdown when we had Keenan Allen. They had Keenan Allen versus Amani Hooker, right? That should be a touchdown all day. He missed the throw. I was not impressed. I'd probably grade him a D in this game. Again, he only had 92 yards passing, 14 for 29. That's literally just above 50%. So I was not impressed. I know he's a rookie. He'll have in his career, he might be great one day. You know what I'm saying? He has the ability to be that. But our defense shut them out. They shut him down. They shut the receivers down. Our defense did a hell of a job. So Caleb, I don't think he did his part today. I really don't. So he's lucky to walk out of here with a win as a first-time player, a rookie. I was not impressed with Caleb Williams. Long season, bad game. Our defense played hellified. But I think Caleb Williams was very inefficient today. So, no, I don't think so. What about you, man?
I'm the same. I mean, again, of course, the media is going to try to say they're going to try to find something that he did well, right? That one little 2-point conversion touchdown he threw, but I don't even count that. I think he went up against a solid defense. I'm going to give the Titans defense their credit and their flowers now because we have the makings of a top 10 defense. We do, right? Shout out to them gentlemen again. But again, impressed? No, I'm not. He was inaccurate on some throws. He was throwing behind. It's going to take him time to get up to speed, but what they have put him on his pedestal, nah, bro. Nah, I wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah.
At
for
all.
Sure.
So,
for sure, man. For sure. So those in the comment section, man, well, we appreciate y'all with the comments as well, man. Fire comments, by the way. So is there a positive from this game? In those, we got that poll question out there. Is there any bright spots from this game?
Yes, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but defense. This defense looked good. I've seen somebody in the comment section saying that they thought the defense was going to struggle because they didn't play in the preseason. But remember, defense is a little bit easier to pick up when you have a new defense, right? And I was more concerned with the secondary from a communication perspective. But the secondary, man, they did something that I haven't seen in a long time, right? Is you held Caleb Williams to 149 yards passing? Right?
92 yards.
Oh, excuse me. I stand corrected. 92 yards. That puts you, what was the rushing total?
Yeah, I'm not sure the total.
Okay.
It wasn't much. It was, maybe 70 yards rushing. It wasn't much today.
Again, when you hold a team and offense to that and you do not allow a touchdown, dog, that's top tier. That is top tier. They were the ones that was keeping the offense in the game. We've seen this before, but now you add the secondary power that we have now, man, there's a couple of pieces that we missing on offense, right? Only thing the offense needed to do was just break one or two little things, and we could have won this game. But a bright spot that I think Titans fans should be excited about is the defense. You have a lot of fiery guys on defense, and Jamal Adams hasn't even played yet. So he's another little thing, another piece that's missing. Otis Reese is hurt. So when he comes back, they all play the same. They all play as one unit. They all carry each other. They all have energy. The interior, T. Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons, going to be a problem for weaker offensive lines throughout the whole year. So this defense is very impressive. What about you, Hawk?
What impressed me or the bright spot of this game, of course, is the defense. The defense for sure. But I'm also going to say this too, Jacques. I was impressed with the running game in the first half. I thought Tony Pollard ran the ball very well. I felt the offensive line blocked very well for the majority of the game. I think when Dylan Radins got hurt, that kind of threw it off a little bit when they put Rupchick in the game. But Tony Pollard was 16 for 82. He had 5 yards of carry and a touchdown. So I thought he ran the ball well. Even Will Levis had a good runs as well, too. He had 9 yards of carry while he was running the ball. So I felt that given that we don't have Derrick Henry anymore, we have to, because at one point in time, we were even as far as run plays and pass plays. Like we were pretty much 50-50 throughout this game. Like we kept the play caller rolling. When you look at the run game, we did have over 140 yards rushing this game. So I felt the run game was pretty good today against a very good run defense. And we went away from it in the second half because we had to try to get the ball out and try to change it up a little bit because the Bears sort of tuned up their defense, the run defense, as the game went on. But I'm going to actually say a bright spot that I was kind of happy to see was the run game. I thought the run game was pretty decent this game.
Good stuff.
Yep.
I can see that. How do you feel after week 1, Hawk?
I don't really feel good right now. I'm not trying to jump the gun, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not. I think the key is to know you have a quarterback that can progress and get better. So it's really in that regard and understanding your personnel, understanding that you have receivers out here. You have guys that can get open. And, looking at what happened today against, I think, a very mediocre Chicago Bears team, I don't think they're all that. I'm not too happy right now because even when I spoke upon the season, how the record could go for the Titans, I think the biggest problem we're going to have is scoring points. I've been saying that all preseason. Scoring points is going to be our challenge. And we only scored 17 points. We only scored that in the first half. We scored no points in the second half. None. So I'm concerned on, our offensive line played better, but kind of lost grip in the second half. Play calling got a little iffy towards the end of the game. And Will Levis making dumb mistakes. Those does not equal points. I'm a bit concerned in that regard. I think, going into the Jets game, we got to fine tune some stuff. We got to get into the lab. We got to understand what we have. You look at the left side of the offensive line with J.C. Latham, Peter Skoronski, and even Lloyd Cushenberry. That's pretty solid. But on the right side now, with Rupkis being out there, how's that going to work, right? How are we going to keep Will Levis to where he's not having the ball primarily in his hands? Right now, he needs to be a game manager right now. He doesn't need to be throwing 25 to 30 times. Right now, he needs to keep everything intact. I'm concerned for right now. What about you, Jacques?
You said what I was thinking, and I told you what I was going to say earlier. You need to establish the run. Unfortunately, like you said, you don't want to have him throwing 25 to 30 times a game. And I think that's what they were doing, playing boring, quote unquote, football when you had Pollard and Tajay Spears rotation. The problem is you had the game intact, but you fell behind the 8 ball trying to get cute, right? All of a sudden, you got to put the ball in Will Levis's hands. Now we see, okay, hey, we're back to that old Titans offense where you have to kind of be hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, right? And that's the problem. Yes, I feel the inconsistency book starting to bite, if that makes sense, right? We have to play the Jets on this week. Well, Sunday coming up. They have a solid defense as well, okay? And I give, again, the Bears, they had a good defense last year. They did. I got to give them their credit. Like you said, mediocre on offense, yes. Defensively, they adjusted. They were sending mass blitz. Like, literally, they were sending an extra man every time. You can't block 7 people coming off the line of scrimmage. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think something where Callahan's going to have to learn how to do is adjust, to figure out how he's going to have to adjust. And I know it's his first game as officially as the head coach, but the cute times in the preseason is over. You wasn't playing the 1s and 2s. You really wasn't playing the 1s in preseason, right? A real defense. That's why I kind of wish Seattle would have played their 1s in the preseason, because it would have been a good measuring, because they got a good solid secondary and defense too as well, right? So I'm tempering my expectations. I'm putting them back down, and I'm taking this thing week by week. And I'm hoping the offense can get back on the horse, but I just have a funny feeling, man, that we are going to be how we were last year and the year before, inconsistent. You have a good game here, they give you something good here, and then all of a sudden it rolls back. That's how I'm feeling from the offensive perspective. Defense, man, I think they're going to be fine, but I think they're going to get bit by the bug of just getting tired of holding up the weight of the offense. You get tired of that. You've been a part of rooms like that before. You killing it on defense and offense is there, and you just don't have the motivation to just to keep moving forward, if that makes sense. So
yeah, for sure, man.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, As you all know, again, the Tennessee Titans lose to the Chicago Bears 24-17. The Tennessee Titans are now 0-1 in the NFL right now. Chicago's going away 1-0. Caleb Williams with his first win of the season in his career. If you look at the game, Jonathan Owens with the touchdown for the Bears. No offensive touchdowns by the Bears, but they were able to have enough to score and to win this football game. So we're going to open it up now for everybody in the chat. This is our favorite part of the show called the Live Chop Up. We want you all to throw questions out there, man. We're going to post those questions up here on the board. If you're watching us on any other platform outside of Bleacher Report, it's not live. Bleacher Report is live. So throw your questions out there. We'll answer them up, man, and we'll go from there for sure. Absolutely. I think we already got some questions on there. We got some comments.
Let me see. Where we see them at, Hawk. If I miss one, let me know. If you can pull it up, please do.
All right. So we got here from the Zedro or the Zedro. Callahan needs to step up and make better play calling in the second half to keep us scoring. What do you think, Jacques?
I agree, but I think he got comfortable because we were 17-3 going into the half. He got comfortable, and I think that's from the offensive perspective. I think he pinned his ears back and was like, "Okay, we're good." And then you let the game get away from you. If you let the game get away from you, it's the NFL, man. That thing can get away from you quick. That's football, period. Let me not say just the NFL. That's period. Yeah. Like you can have one fluky thing happen, and all of a sudden that team is back in it. And what can happen and what went wrong. It did. So I agree to that extent. But then after it goes wrong, you got to pull out page 55 out of your playbook, and you got to be like, all right, Will, it's on you, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's on him. He has to bring us back. If we're going to put you up here with the elites or the great quarterbacks, that's what they do. You see what Josh Allen did? Brought his team back from the dead. Just saying.
Yeah, so you're right. The Zedro, Callahan needs to step up to make better play calling. But to Jacques' point, you got a quarterback that's making big mistakes. So as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, as in Callahan even, because he's the play caller, the head coach he doesn't have confidence in Will Levis when you make certain plays, right? So that actually tempers your play calling to say, I really want to do this, but I don't want to throw no interception. I don't want to fumble. So instead of saying play A, we're going to go play B. You know what I mean? So we got to temper our expectations just a little bit based on how he plays. So the better Will Levis plays, the more you can dig into your playbook. Right now, we need to be as vanilla as possible right now until we get some more confidence out of Will Levis. We understand Will Levis is a young guy. This is only his 8th NFL game. I understand that. But making those type of plays where you're throwing it out there, you're getting sacked, you're just throwing it out there for anyone to grab, you can't make mistakes. Those are grave mistakes. That costs us the game. You cannot do that.
And I don't care what level you on. You shouldn't be making those type of mistakes either. College, collegiate, high school, NFL, and I even throw Pee Wee in it. No. If it's not there, don't do it. Don't be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not Patrick Mahomes. And you don't have a Tyreek Hill or a Pecco or an Xavier Worthy on your team where you can do that. You just can't.
Yep, that's right.
How many yards did we have in the second half, Hawk? We got
of offense, 72 yards.
That's unacceptable, dog.
Yep.
72 yards of total offense in the second half.
Absolutely.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. That's not going to get it done. And how many points? Then the question I want to ask too, Snapping Forte, appreciate your question. How many points did we have in the second half? Goose egg, 0, none, 0.
Yep.
Sad.
Yep. That is unacceptable. I mean, you can't win like that. And it's just going to get harder and harder. Like I said, the Jets defense, do not sleep on them. You got Sauce Gardner, who's probably going to be matched up with Calvin, right? Hopefully D-Hop is healthy by then, but sometimes D-Hop can get locked up too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want to throw in that vicinity. We haven't seen him in a while either.
That's right. Appreciate the questions, by the way, y'all.
So, Godfather's Titans will always tighten it up. I don't know why we are cursed at the quarterback position. Well, think about this, and I have a theory that Rand Carthon didn't pick Will Levis. I think Amy Adams made that pick. And I think that's why you brought in Mason Rudolph for a contingency plan in case stuff does start to unravel. So say if Will Levis has let me ask you this. This is a great question, Hawk. I'm going to ask you, Hawk, and I'm going to ask y'all can participate as well. What if Will Levis puts a stream of games like this, like he just had today, When do you say enough is enough and you bench him? Do you roll with him for the rest of the year, or
No,
do
you
you?
don't.
Okay,
No, you don't. You can't play like like this consistently. You can't go 4 or 5 games playing like this because we're going to lose every game. So no, there'll be a point in time. I don't anticipate him doing this, playing like this consecutively. But if he is playing mostly like this, yeah, you have to pull the plug at some point. Yes, you can't win like this.
yep. And to your
Yep.
point, how I think he'll probably be on the injury report because he was taking some hits.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yep.
So if he starts unraveling it, when do you put in Mason? Somebody said it. Somebody said it. The bye week.
Bye week.
If you feel like you can still save your season and you feel like he gives you the better option to do it, that's when you pull the trigger. You say, okay, cool. But if you feel like your season can't be saved and you have a contingency plan for next year, then you roll with him. Just roll with him and see what you can evaluate, what you can get out of him. If he's a good backup, what you do, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
That, and
that's
then
not
that, and,
the way he
yeah, go ahead.
played tonight. The way today is not going to get it done in any form, shape, or fashion, man. And people might give Coach Callahan some smoke based on play calling, man. But at the end of the day, we had the ball for 35 minutes.
We did.
You know what I'm saying? So we had the ball for a long enough time to win this football game. We had 242 yards of total offense. They had 147. We had 102 yards passing and 140 yards rushing. So we had decent enough numbers to win this game. We
Right.
lost this game because of turnovers.
Yep. We did.
Turnovers.
Yep.
That's
Can't
not.
win.
Isn't that always the case? The more turnover, I don't care if you have 1,000 yards of offense. You have 4 turnovers, they got 0. You're losing
You
that football
gonna
game.
lose in that
You're
game.
gonna
Yep.
lose that game.
Mhm.
Yep.
Stepping for
Turnover.
Tay says Levis is gonna keep taking dumb hits and get hurt. I don't know if y'all caught that on the broadcast, but he had that. I guess I don't know if it's a heating pad around his like rib cage area. I can anticipate, yeah. And then he got his knee awkwardly with the defender hit him from the back. No pun intended, no homo. But he hit him from the back, and his knee buckled in a certain way to where it concerns me because I'm like, I don't know. It was awkward, man. And I'm like, I wouldn't surprise me if they come up and say he's on the injury report this week for a lower back injury or something, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, Hawkeye can't protect himself. He he does the most. And I think you have to try to coach that out of him. I do not know how you do that, but you have to coach this decision making out of him. If you can coach it out of him, you got you something a little bit. But if you continues this, man, yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
don't think
crazy.
it's gonna happen, Ja. I think that's who he is.
I
And
you
you brought
know,
up a point during the game when the Titans are starting to panic, you see it panicking in
yeah,
him too. And
yeah,
he wants to win. I think that's the biggest part. He wants to on this play. I want to make the play to make us win, and that's the wrong thing to do. He did that in Kentucky. He did that at Penn State. He's doing it with the Titans.
yep.
So
Nope.
he's got to get that out of his head. I don't think that'll be the case. I
Nope.
don't.
Facts, no paper, Hawk. Now that
Yep.
you spitting like you spitting.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see.
Yep.
Hawk, do you think from what you've seen today? This is a great comment. He said, "Remember the Titans always play to their competition. Watch they look phenomenal against the Jets. Same old story with the Titans. I don't know. I don't know. Usually I can say that with an established offense,
Mm-hmm.
like when we had Henry and Tannehill and all them, AJ Brown. I could say that with them. I could be like, okay, I've seen this before. We'll come out here and play. This is a newer offense. This is a newer
Right.
team, newer play caller. That's the scary part about it. I just don't know. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
get on board with it. I just don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's too early to know. So I don't know if that answers the question yet. I think it's too early to know if we're going to match the competition. You know what I'm saying? I think today not so much because I don't see us being an explosive offense. Not right now with
Yeah.
Will Levis a quarterback. So I just think we screwed up and not so much matching the competition. Our defense did great. We made mistakes. You can't have. We were up 17-0, then 17-3 at the half. So we lost the game.
And I'm telling you, like you said, when I was scouting and looking at his tape at Kentucky, it's the same thing. He gives you some amazing stuff. He gives you these amazing flashes, and then he gives you some great stuff, and then he just gives you some disaster stuff at the wrong time. That was at the wrong time. That was at the wrong time. I'm literally like, I said, I can't believe what I'm just witnessing. He's
right.
doing it. He's doing
That's
it at
right.
the wrong time.
That's right, dude. It was unbelievable.
T
So
Swift-
Jacques,
Go ahead.
yeah. So Goss was it Godfather? Hey, great comment. So Jacques, I totally agree about T'Vondre Sweat. as far as a bright spot, who would you say was the player of the game for the Titans?
Ooh, that's a great question. Do I have to give it to a player?
If you want to, it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna give it to the defense. I mean, I gotta give it to the defense, dog. I mean, and specifically the interior. God's father, thank you. T Sweat, he's a problem. He's a problem.
Yep,
he's
he's a
unblockable.
problem.
He's a problem. I tried to
Yes,
say he was a 2-down player, but he's a 3. He's and shout out to you, Hawk, because he even said, man, I'm glad that he's out there every down, right?
Right. Yeah.
I give it to the defense. Hawk, I'm gonna give you the offense. I'm gonna give me the defense. I'm giving it to the total defense. What about you?
I'm going to go. I am going to say one player. I'm actually going to go to Vondre Sweat. As far as his particular player stats, they probably won't blow anybody away when like he had a sack or anything like that. But T'Vondre Sweat controlled the line of scrimmage, and the Chicago Bears wanted to run the ball and they just couldn't. It's just plain was what it was. They couldn't do that. T'Vondre Sweat overall, man, took on 2 or 3 offensive linemen, which allowed Harold Landry to get a sack, allowed Sebastian Joseph Day to get a sack. If you look at those sacks, that's what happened. They ran stunts where he took on, Jeffrey Simmons did the same thing. They took on 2 or 3 different linemen. Harold Landry went inside on a stunt. Same with Sebastian Joseph Day, had an easy sack. So I really like how T'Vondre Sweat played in his first game. So yeah, I like J.C. Latham too. I think J.C. Latham played very well on the offensive line. He was out there destroying cats, man. Like I was like, he was manhandling people, man. So shout out to both of our rookies. Shout out to both of them. So yeah,
our future looks bright. That's what I like about it. Brownlee was getting in the mix there. I've seen a couple of plays too.
Yeah.
Like you said, JC's gonna be solid, man. He just got to get more reps.
That's right. That's right.
T Sweat's killing it, man. The secondary, Snead kind of made me scared there for a minute, but Snead did his job. I mean, the secondary impressed me too, man. Because usually years in past, man, we left games like this, maybe last year or the year before. Even though we have a good defensive performance, the quarterback will go off for like 300, 400 yards, right? Maybe a touchdown or 2. But here, man, we didn't let up a point, man. So, shout out to them, man.
That's right. That's right, man. Well, folks, we want to say thank you all for joining in to our show today, man. Again, Tennessee Titans with the first loss, first game of the season, lost to the Chicago Bears. Now the Titans are 0-1. Got to rebound and try to come back and play against the New York Jets at home. So we want to say again, thank you all for joining the show, man. Listen, if you're not following us on on Bleacher Report, man, shout out to Bleacher Report. Hey, follow us now at Lorenzo_the Hawk. I'm going to say as well, you can follow Jacques at Jacques Merrill. You can follow us on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. And we're on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We have an Apple show. We have a Spotify show. We are in those internet streets, man.
Mm-hmm. And again, I want to thank Bleacher Report for giving us this opportunity, this platform. I mean, Talk Titans. And thank y'all, man, the Weekly family for participating, man. And most definitely, Hawk, can you please elaborate? I've been getting a lot of questions about the alerts for Bleacher Report.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what you'll have to do is you have to follow the Titans. I don't know if you all follow. You have to follow the Titans as your team. Any big alerts or any type of shows that come on, it will alert you. Secondly, if you follow Jacques and us, once that show populates, you'll get that alert. That's how it works. You got to follow the Titans and follow us. Yep, it'll pop. It should pop through. If it doesn't, Sean, if you're on our next show, let us know, man. Let us know.
That's something we'll have to reach out to Bleacher Report on to make sure everybody's getting those notifications when we go live. So, hey, thank you, brother, for that. But other than that, man, hey, let's get to the next one. Let's see if we can pull out that W. And Hawk, take us home, man.
Okay. We hope y'all have a great rest of your week, man. And everything as we always say and as we always do, y'all. Facts.
No paper.